Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language.
One of the things I always say is when a kid is drawing something creepy, you just give that kid to an orphanage because it's broken. That kid is broken. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we have a new appreciation for Wilson Phillips.
I love Wilson Phillips so much. The use
I
of Hold On.
when they were popular, I was like, no.
Oh, I was into it.
No.
I was totally into that album.
No.
Yeah.
But the use of Hold On in this episode,
so good.
Anyway,
so good.
I'm Amy Archer. I am here with the lovely Amanda, who put on quite a show last night. Why don't you tell everybody what you did? Tell us what you did.
Tell us what I did, young lady. Well, it almost is a tell me what you did, young lady, because my mother's appalled by this whole thing. I had my burlesque showcase, or my burlesque class showcase, I should say. Yes, clap. It was flippin' amazing.
I don't think people really understand the gravity of what you did. Like, you just one day was like, I'm going to sign for a burlesque class, and I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, and you just did it.
Hugely step out of my comfort zone.
Yes. Like, it's a really amazing accomplishment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so if folks aren't familiar with burlesque, though I'm not sure people wouldn't be, but if they're not, it's a style of dance that is very sexual and sexy and flirtatious and all of that. And at the end, you had to take your bra off in front of a room of strangers. Now, we had pasties because, heaven forbid people see women's nipples, because that's scandalous somehow. Men's nipples are cool. Women's nipples are a problem. So yes, I now own red sequin pasties. And pasty tape. I now know a lot more about pasties than I ever thought I would know.
See, I have 2 teenage daughters who've gone to several formal dances, so I know quite a bit about pasty tape.
Yes. I did not. So here we were. And yes, our dance was to a Kylie Minogue song.
Oh.
Which is, I know. As soon as it was Kylie Minogue, I'm like, I haven't thought about Kylie Minogue since the 80s because we are women of a certain age.
Yep.
And the song is Padum Padum, which I actually heard Jake and Matt, I think Jake called it like the gay anthem of the summer.
There we go.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our dance, and it's a great and fun song, and I can't wait to sign up for my next class in the fall.
It's exciting.
It is.
Well, I'm very proud of you. I think it's amazing.
It's such a body positive, very inclusive, queer positive, like everything's positive. And it just celebrates women or non-binarily.
I just love environments where it's like this is what I've always gravitated towards growing up. Like, I was always a writer and always drawn to those artistic communities that were just like, we accept everybody.
Yep.
We don't
You're
care.
good. You want to be here and you put in some effort, you belong here.
Like,
period.
It was, when we were in high school, everybody, of course, had a clique that
Sure.
you had to be, and those were the quote unquote freaks. And I always belonged there. I always did. Because I was the weird poet girl. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, like, whatever.
Yeah. And it's, it took me to get to be 50 years old to work on flying my freak flag a bit more. And this is it. But yeah, can't wait to sign up for the next round. It's just pure joy.
Well, that's really amazing. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for waking up on Sunday morning at like 8 a.m. to talk about Yellowjackets with me.
My pleasure.
The morning after the burlesque show.
The morning after the burlesque show. I mean, to be fair, we were home by like 9 o'clock.
That's my speed.
Yes. we did that. We're watching a terrible but fun show called Holy Moly.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's a miniature golf competition show. It's so campy and goofy. Okay. It's fun. So
I'm watching Happy Valley. Do you watch that show?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
It's BBC murder show. Like, that's all you need to know. It's very similar to The Killing and stuff like that. So good.
Okay.
So their last season 3 just came out. So I'm watching that. And you can get it through Amazon Prime. You could buy the season.
Cool. Yeah. A show like Happy Valley.
Was that little Mark Wahlberg? Cool.
No, that's just a me thing.
Okay.
A show with the name Happy Valley, you wouldn't think would be a murder show.
You would not think it would be a murder show. I've tried to find why it's called that, because obviously we associate that with Penn State.
Absolutely.
But I
Absolutely.
don't know. No Joe Paterno there. Mm-mm.
And for that, we are all grateful.
Yes, we've had
Yeah,
enough of him.
we have. But let's talk
R.I.P.
about Yellow
R.I.P.
Jackets.
Okay. So first though, I want to thank all of our patrons. So we've launched a Patreon / Supercast subscription service.
Yes.
So
yes.
people can follow us there and you will get access to our reality shows that we're going to be doing there.
Which we are now at 21 days, 3 weeks from today.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
And now I'm starting to pile on more stuff. Like now I want to do Love is Blind. So all the reality stuff will be over there. So I want to thank Jess, Tess, Shern, Carmen, Rebecca, you, Amanda.
Yes, me.
I'm like, why are you signing up for Patreon? I will give it to you.
Because I want to support you.
Well, thank you. Sarah, Kara, and Stephanie did the same thing. I'm going to kill her too.
I like though that like your name, like there's a rhyming thing.
There's a rhyming thing.
Yeah.
To it. Yes. So thank you guys so much. Your support really means a lot. We really appreciate it. Okay.
Yes.
Are we ready to talk Yellowjackets Season 1, Episode 2, F Sharp?
Yes. And I had forgotten why it was called F Sharp until we got to the point at which it was called F Sharp.
There's so much. See, here's what happened with me on the when I first saw Season 1. Mm-hmm. It was when Season 2 was out already and we were going to cover it, and I had to very quickly watch Season 1. So I don't feel like I really got to sit in the soup, if you will.
Yep.
And now I am really seeing a lot of things that I did not see before.
Yeah, you were just there to get this story real quick.
Yes. For example, I didn't know the symbol. We see the symbol in this season or this episode already.
You see the symbol. Well, you see the symbol in the first episode too. When they're running towards Pit Girl, it's real quick.
Oh, right.
Past a tree, but it's that symbol was in that woods before those people showed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna split it up again, guys. Wilderness first, current day people, and then the final scene will be the final scene.
Yes.
So we open on the horrific plane crash. This is really hard for me to watch.
It's hard, even if you're. I mean, I'm not a scared flyer.
I'm a scared flyer.
Yeah, if you're a scared flyer, that's going to be bad. Even as a generally speaking, scared flyer, it's a lot. It's real brutal. They don't mince words here with what a plane crash is like.
After Lost, I really had a hard time flying after seeing the plane crash in Lost.
Yeah.
If I ever hear a pilot go, we're going to be going a bit north to avoid a storm, I'm just going to be like, get me off this plane.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I've seen how this goes now twice on television.
Because if it's a third time, let me tell you something, Amanda. I would not make it out there. I would not make it out there.
Oh no,
I would be dead.
You and I would be dead real quick.
Yes, I'd be crying in a corner. We always say this, like if shit goes down, Timmy has to lead our family because I would be in a corner crying. So we open on the plane crash. Laura Lee is saying her prayers. Everyone's in a full-blown panic, and we're kind of zooming in on Misty and her. We're getting a little bit of her POV. So now we have this flashback.
But did you notice though when Misty, I don't know why this caught me. At first she has her I'm like covering my mouth. Her oxygen mask. It's on her glasses.
No, I did not notice.
Yeah, that. I'm like, girl, that's not. You're not getting okay.
You're not getting a seal.
You're not getting a seal there, but okay, whatever.
That's like me when we first started wearing masks during the pandemic. I didn't realize I had to go over your nose.
Oh,
yeah. Real dumb. All right, so flashback is 1992 before the crash, and Misty gets a prank call from that bitch, Becky. So
I wonder if she's Becky with the good hair. I wonder if she has good hair.
Becky. Oh my God. So they tease her that she did anal with Robbie Delgado. You know, these kind of things. This was a Gen X thing.
It was.
Yeah,
it was. But I love how she's like, no, we didn't do it in the closet.
Yeah.
Wrong answer, Misty.
In the closet.
Yeah, wrong answer, Misty.
So it gets really gross really quick. Like this Becky it just triggered me in several different ways because I have been at the other end with these girls.
I've been on the Misty side of this.
I've been on the Misty side of this. Thank you it's too early. My brain is not firing directly.
Got you, girl. I'm here for you.
And I've been called some things, and it brings you back.
It does.
So Misty tells them, she quotes Plato, and she says, opinion is the wilderness between knowledge and ignorance, which is such an Amy Archer move.
Yeah.
to be quoting like a writer or a philosopher in 11th or 12th grade.
You're mocking me, so I'm going to pull out Plato.
And you actually like it comes from a place of like, I'm going to own you with this quote
Right.
and make you, but you just look like a huge dork.
You
like
do.
It doesn't work. Okay.
No.
So Becky's like, you're such a weirdo. And we lose her. Now we're back on the plane, but it gives us that. I'm like, why did they put that there? Because it just gives us such insight
into who Misty
is. Yes. Yeah. So on the plane, Misty's trying to find a way out of the plane because I don't know about you, but this somewhere along the line in my life, I have learned or I have like absorbed the idea that if things break down, they're going to explode and you need to get away from them as soon as possible.
Oh, okay.
So like one time I was driving with my kids in the car. My car started to overheat and smoke. I immediately pulled over and ran as far from that car as I could get. I mean, I took my kids with me. But like
left the girls there to fend for themselves. You'll figure it out.
I'm always like paranoid. I don't know if it's from movies. Like I always think things are going to explode. So the plane is on fire and probably is going to explode.
Yeah, I don't think things explode as much as we think they do based on television, but this feels like explodey.
It's like the quicksand thing. Like we all were prepared for dying in quicksand.
Yep.
There's no quicksand.
I thought quicksand was going to be a way bigger problem in my life than it's turned out to be.
So she's like, we got to get out of here. So we see Misty kind of stepping up, taking charge. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's a fire and Van is stuck and Shauna wants to help her, but Jackie drags her away.
Mm-hmm.
And Van is in a real bad pickle when we leave him.
Van is really about
this
to.
is another thing, like seeing this scene and knowing the dynamic between all of them, like going back and watching this was very interesting.
Yeah.
So
to see how people just paired off immediately or didn't pair off.
Yes.
One thing I did notice, well, I'll wait till they get out of the plane because there's something.
So Misty begins frantically, they're out of the plane and she begins frantically looking for Coach Ben who's screaming somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a very heavy piece of the plane on him. The girls pull it off and his leg is literally like soup. Like
it ain't good. We thought Allie's leg last week was bad.
Oh no.
This is real bad.
Yeah. real bad. Misty chops the leg off and makes a tourniquet. And I just, I had this impression that she did that prematurely. She did not. She did what she needed to do. I have a different look at that now.
Yeah, she had to go quick. But I love just the chop, the blood on her glasses, and then the song popping in. It's just, it's so visceral. But the thing I was going to say, once they're out, like looking for each other, immediately Ty is looking for Van. So clearly there was something going on between the two of them beforehand.
Yes. Yep. So Misty is walking around. She's taking care of shit. And she said she knows what she's doing because she took the Red Cross babysitter class twice.
Overachiever.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They need a disinfectant for Coach for the leg. So they get Seabreeze. Now, the idea of putting Seabreeze on an open wound is enough to make me like go inside myself and I don't want to come out like
pull the blood drain out of my body. Oh my God. That stuff hurt your face.
Yes.
When there was no open wounds. That stuff was so wicked. That stuff was just nasty.
Now it's interesting here because when they see the Seabreeze, it's clearly Jackie's. Mm-hmm. And Jackie goes, no, that's... And she stops. So does Jackie... Okay, there's two things going on here. Does Jackie like want to be selfish and say, no, that's mine, I need it, and then she would catch herself? You know what I mean? Or is Jackie's instinct not to... Like, she started to claim the Seabreeze, and then, like, because having Seabreeze when we were growing up implied you had acne.
Yeah.
So,
true.
like, was she like, oh my God, embarrassed to have it and caught herself? And I don't know.
My guess is probably more the first, where she was like, oh my God, that's mine. But then she's realizing, like, oh, it doesn't matter whose anybody's things are anymore. Like, we're all in a pickle here together.
But I think her instinct is selfishness.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Okay. So, holy shit, that had to burn. Ow, ow, ow. Where are my notes there? So, Misty is triaging everyone, and Javi wanders around. He wanders, like, into the scene looking for his dad. Nat grabs Travis to take the reins here. And Travis says, My dad fell out of the plane. The door ripped open when we were going down. He was trying to help one of you idiots put a mask on, and he fell out. And Nat says, okay, like that sucks, but you need to go help your bro. I like how I put my own language in this.
Yeah.
That
Go help
sucks,
your
but you
bro,
need to go
man.
get your bro. I don't think that's what she said.
That isn't what she said, but I like it.
You guys who've been listening to me, you know I creatively interpret this dialogue.
You're a writer. It's what you do.
So he tells Nat, like, basically, mind your own fucking business. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Ugh.
Now we see Van is pissed at Jackie, and Jackie turns to Shauna and says, I was trying to save you, you know.
Yeah.
So Laura Lee now finds her teddy bear, and she's so grateful. I mean, this teddy bear is everything to her.
I completely get that. I still have my childhood stuffed animal. It's real nasty. If I were in a plane crash like that, I would want to make sure Puppy was okay.
Okay. I still have my teddy bear, but he's like buried away somewhere. Yeah. But I have him. He's in my house.
Puppy is in my nightstand, and I only get to sleep with him when Todd's not around because Todd finds Puppy disgusting. Because Puppy is disgusting.
Todd, I have a feeling I'd be with you on that one.
Oh, yeah, you totally would. Periodically, my parents will be like, is Puppy still around? Because, I mean, I've had this since my first Christmas, so since I was a baby. And they'll, like, pick Puppy up by, like, the littlest piece of fabric that they can, my mom in particular, and is like, really? This is disgusting. And I'm like, just get away from it.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
So when she finds her teddy bear, she also finds Coach, because there's some blood dripping. She looks up, and he's dead in a tree.
Oh,
she starts
real
screaming.
gnarly.
It's
sure,
gnarly.
I would too.
He fell. It looks like he fell on a limb that went through him.
That impaled him, yeah.
So they try to figure out how to get him down, and Jackie just wants to throw shit at him to
knock him loose.
To knock him loose. And I have to admit, like, that might be what I would think, because it would never occur to me that somebody could climb up there.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would think. Like,
I would be like, can we get a big stick and just poke him?
Yeah, that would probably be what I would look for first.
Yeah.
Like, do we have anything we can push him off with? But like, I'm just imagining like throwing like bottles of nail polish at. Like, what do they have to throw at him?
So Travis comes across this, and he just instinctually climbs the tree, and he's yelling, "Dad, Dad!" So even though we saw a weird scene with Travis and his father, like when they were, saying goodbye to the mother and stuff, I feel like he does love him, because he really is distraught here and screaming, "Dad, Dad, Dad," and trying to climb the tree and get him. Not that he would be like, "Oh, great, my dad's dead." Oh, well.
Yeah, I think no matter
there's
how,
like a bond there, we see.
I just think there's an attachment to your parents, and like, even if you're your most angsty teenager self and I hate my parents as a teenager, you see your dead parent, you lose your shit. Like, there's just something core to that. So
Travis climbs the tree, and his weight on the branch causes it to collapse. And all you hear is boof, and he hits the ground. And
Yikes.
It was some onomatopoeia here, because we heard some splat.
There was some splat, some splooch, and I love your use of the word onomatopoeia. That's one of my favorite words.
Oh, I love onomatopoeia.
Actually, my favorite word is onomatopoetic.
Oh, okay. My favorite word, I really like the word apothecary.
Oh, that's a good word.
I do.
It's fun to say in your mouth.
Yes.
Apothecary.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as we zoom out, we see there's a symbol on the tree. And my mind is blown over this.
Yeah, there was something in the woods before they even got there. So
Lottie finds her meds. The kids all set a fire. Shauna tells them she's sure the plane has an emergency transmitter, and she's sure that they'll be rescued by dawn. And everybody's like, well, in case it's a little later, maybe we should save some of this food that we're
right. Let's not eat all of the peanuts in the cart. Let's wait a day or two.
So Laura Lee is breaking down, and she says this is her fault because she was screwing up in her piano lesson, and the teacher just kept yelling, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. So she called her a bad word in her mind, and Van's all like, what did you call her? And Laura Lee whispers, see you next Tuesday. I can't even say the word. Stephanie makes fun of me about this. She's like, it's just a word. She says it like no problem.
Amy, the word is cunt.
I can't say it. Listen, there have been a few times where I have said to Stephanie, she's a boogaga. And it is real. You've done something to me if I call you that.
I only use that word directed at somebody when they that's the worst thing you can be.
Okay, So they all laugh hysterically, and then they start sharing like terrible things they've done. And
Mhm.
Lottie has some TJ Maxx scam going.
Yes, she
You get yours,
does.
girl.
Yeah, well, it's
Wow.
actually not shocking that, like, the super rich girl, like, that's what she does.
Steals.
Yeah, just because, like,
Now
she can have anything she wants, I'm sure, but
I have talked openly about this on Gen X. This is why that I used to steal things when I was a
Mhm.
teenager. Did you?
Um, a couple of things. Actually, Todd and I were talking about that recently. I stole lipstick from Claire's
Mm,
once.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, I stole a candy bar. Not much. Like,
mm,
I was so afraid of everything.
mm. I should have been a little more afraid because my parents would have killed me.
Yeah.
But it was jewelry, bathing suits, all from this one store that was by us that really
Oh,
just didn't.
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Went through a little
Interesting.
klepto phase. So, but it
Is the
wasn't.
store still in existence?
No, and it wasn't like it was today. Like nothing was monitored.
No,
There weren't
no,
cameras everywhere. You can't steal anything today, kids. So don't
no.
even try it.
Do
But
not try it. But maybe you put them out of business with all of your thievery.
maybe
Just
I did.
saying.
Maybe that
Maybe.
that one piece bathing
You
suit
you killed a
really.
family's fortune right there, Amy, by stealing bathing suits.
So Jackie says she sneaks downstairs to watch The Color of Night so she could see Bruce Willis's wang.
I love the fact that she said wang.
As they're all laughing, Misty wanders off to check on Coach. And she tells him she chopped his leg off and saved his life. And he's like, no, no, no. Like he's not
He's in
happy.
shock.
She cauterizes the wound.
Oh god, that was brutal, but it was the right thing to do. She had to stop his bleeding or he
She
was going to die.
she had to do it, but oh.
Oh god, the pain of that.
All right. So now we're going to move into current day Yellowjackets
Mhm.
and save our last scene for last. So current day Misty is on a date with a guy and she's listing things that turn her on. Now, Amanda, let me ask you. If you had to list things that turn you on, what would they be? Just a few of them.
A few of them would be neck kisses. Those turn me
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Some saucy music can turn me on.
Mm-hmm. Some wine.
Some wine can turn me on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, acoustic guitar playing.
Yes.
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 Poetry.
Poetry will turn you on. Poetry
Mm-hmm.
doesn't turn me on, but music can totally turn me on.
Yeah. Poetry can 100% turn me on.
Cuddling turns me on.
A well-placed chest tattoo, maybe?
But good chest hair can turn me on.
No.
Okay.
No.
Um,
Arm tattoos or hand
mm,
tattoos?
hand tattoos do not turn
Mhm.
me on. I do not
I'm
enjoy a hand
treading
tattoo.
into love after lockup territory.
Real quick, all I can think of is when I think of hand tattoos is I think of Brittany, as in Brittany and
Mhm,
Marcelino,
mhm,
and
mhm.
she is so stunning. And I'm like, girl, if you just didn't have those hand tattoos,
Yes, she does.
but
Mhm,
she's stunning. But yeah,
mhm.
not any of the things Misty says.
Okay, so Misty says, are you ready for this?
She's such a-
Escalators, knuckles, steamed clams, muscular calves, and walk in the rain.
on that list, I could see a muscular calf, like a good leg. Sure.
Sure.
Anything else? Why does escalators turn you on? Escalators scare me. They
So
don't
the
turn
guy
me on.
is completely weirded out and he wants to
Oh,
leave, but Misty keeps trying to talk him into staying. And then she fakes that her car won't start, so this dude has to drive her home. She invites him in and he says no. And then she melts down about not being pretty.
do you think she thought the date was going well?
I don't think she knows how to read a situation. So
Yeah.
that's a real possibility.
Yeah. I think she thought this was going well.
I mean, I think she is this way in her friendships too.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're in my presence and I can hold you here,
Yeah. We're good.
we're good.
We're tight. We're
Yeah.
friends. We
Yep.
love each other.
Yep. So she asks him to come in and meet Caligula, who we still don't see.
Oh my God. I love the
And they get inside, and Natalie is there with the gun.
Yeah. And that's when he decides we're done. This,
Mhm,
I've
mhm.
been pressured into this date far enough.
He's
and
like,
now
I'm
I'm
out of here. I'm out of here. Notice Misty doesn't even turn around.
No.
She's so happy to see Natalie.
Yeah. And she's not freaked out by the fact that Natalie's in her house with a gun.
No, not at all. And she says, "Hello, Misty, you crazy fucking bitch." And that's when the dude says, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
So Nat, listen to me. Nat is pissed because she received a postcard and she thinks
Mhm.
Misty sent it. and it's the wish you were here, and you flip it over and it has the symbol.
Yeah.
Now, Misty didn't send it because she also has one. And Amanda, we're going to get into this, but I have so many questions about this Jeff blackmail thing.
Yeah.
Is he the one who sent the postcards?
He has to have been.
Or is it Lottie? Because, there's a
Right.
resort type looking thing on the front.
There is, but I mean, in order to get them to even believe that there's a blackmail thing happening, we need the postcards.
Right.
So it has to be Jeff.
But what do the postcards do?
I don't know. Unless it just is enough to make them all nervous.
Right. Like it doesn't say meet me here or.
No. And first thing I would do if I got that postcard is I'd look at where the postmark is from.
Yes.
That's the first thing I'm doing.
Yes.
And no one ever talks about that.
No. Misty and all her citizen
detectiveness drops that.
Did not find that out. I'm assuming it was local.
Yeah. I mean, if it's Jeff, it's wherever the hell they live in New Jersey.
They dropped that whole storyline with Jeff in a very clumsy way, and I have a big problem with it.
I feel like in the storytelling of this all, the blackmail thing is the messiest.
It's the weirdest.
It doesn't make any sense.
Everything else is so tight.
Yeah.
So Misty didn't send it. She also has one. So they decide to go to a bar and talk about this. And don't forget, Nat's right out of rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, so let's go to a bar.
And drink a Pabst Blue Ribbon Light.
Yeah.
Is what she's drinking.
It's light, so it's fine.
Yep.
And a shot.
Mm-hmm. And a shot.
Yeah.
So Misty tells her about the citizen detective community and how she's gathered some evidence. And she starts going through this little file. Now, who does not want to be part of the citizen detective?
I do. I don't want to do the work.
Oh,
I just want to read everybody's thing. I don't know. Maybe
it
depends on the case. Maybe I want to do the work. Yeah.
So Misty has info on Jessica Roberts, but she also has info on Travis. Mm-hmm. And she tells Nat that he did not want to be found. Now, she gives Nat a paper with Travis's driver's license on it, like a photocopy. Yep. That's all she has. Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
And they are sent a drink, and it's from Kevin Tan, and he is all boned up over seeing Nat.
Yes, he is.
He's like, oh my God, I love to see you. And we find out that they were best friends, and he was goth back in the day.
And now he's a cop. It bothers me that his name is spelled Kevyn.
Me too.
It bothers me.
Me too.
It's dumb. Because somebody of our age wouldn't have that. Wouldn't have it. Someone named it might be. Yep.
The only thing I could think of is, could it be like a Asian traditional name?
It could be. And that's the only way I'm not bothered by it.
Yes.
We're going to have to dig into that and figure out if that's a name.
Burning questions here.
Burning questions.
Why is Kevin spells name that way?
Yes.
So later, Nat calls the number for Travis. How did she get his number?
I don't know. All we have is his
driver's license.
Driver's license, yeah.
It's weird. And he says, you have the wrong number. And a few days later, Nat is in her car and it won't start. And Misty just happens to pull up at the same time and offers her a ride upstate. Now we know now that Misty tampered with the car.
Right. Happens to show up with 2 cups of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She likes to have extras just to share.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And again, if she can hold you there, she's good.
Right. And now Natalie is a captive. And I love Natalie's like, I'm driving.
And in the wilderness, she had a plane full of captives.
True.
Yes.
How does Natalie afford this Porsche?
I don't know. It's like in a garage though. So
yeah, but it has to be newish. And the reason I think that is because she has a key fob for it.
Mm.
So it's not in like an antique.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like it would have been in her family. Her family was dirt poor.
That's a very good question.
I want to know where she got the money for this.
Some rich guy.
Maybe. Drug money. Who knows?
Okay, let's move to Ty. Ty comes home. Beautiful house. Again, like, oh my God, Ty's house is amazing.
I want that house.
She shows up late with gifts because she's missed a PTA meeting. Mm-hmm. And Simone is not happy.
Nope.
And Simone tells Ty, Sammy's teacher's worried that he's struggling to make friends. And we learned that they put Sammy into a public school system to prove a point. This is such an Amy move.
Yeah.
I was all about public school, like, public school. Of course our kids are going there. And then, like, maybe 2 or 3 years down the road, I was like, can we put them in a private school? I couldn't afford to. They had to stay in public school. But because I was a teacher, I was always like, public school, public school, public school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so strange because I went to private school till 8th grade, and I
Mm-hmm.
have to admit, I totally looked down on public school. I really did. I was like, I am way too smart for this. I'm way too good for this. And then I had to go to public school in 9th grade, and I was like, oh shit. Like, no, these kids, this is real school. I was such a
Well,
snob about it. And I went to an excellent public high school, and I'm grateful for the experience. And I
I had
deeply believe
the
in public education.
I had the opposite.
Right.
I went to public school until 11th grade, 10th grade. And then for reasons, my parents put me in private school 11th to 12th grade.
They
And
had reasons.
they had reasons. Apparently you just can't sit at Sandy's house and smoke weed all day and not go to school.
Oh,
So,
God, your
not
parents are
that I was doing that, but
your
I was
parents are
hanging out with the group that
downers, man.
was. I know. I know. I do want to be clear though. Like I
Yes.
was always the Klingon to the
Right.
bad kids. I was never one of them. I
Yeah.
desperately wanted to be, but I
But you
was
were a
way
good
too
kid.
nerdy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
You were
just kind of
you were bad kid adjacent.
yes, I would just cling on to the bad kids and
You
be
were
a total
Misty.
poser. Yes. Oh my
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want you to be Shauna and Nat, but you're Misty.
Oh,
Sorry.
God. Okay. All right.
Okay, well that just happened.
I just feel like you read me for filth, but you were right. But when I went to private school in 11th and 12th grade, I was like, you people have no idea how the real world works.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it
Like,
is a bubble. It's
we
a little
were
bubble.
literally fighting for our survival in that public school. There were like fights every day.
It's fucking Lord of the Flies
Oh
over
my
there, people.
God.
You're here in your cute uniforms. What's
Yeah,
happening?
like I come over here and you're fighting over who has the newest Audi. Like it's ridiculous. So I did not have a great, although academically I thrived in the private
Mhm.
school,
Yeah.
because I wasn't worried about fighting every day in the hallway.
Right. Right. And you're away from, the kids who were
Sandy.
smoking weed all
Mhm,
day. Yeah.
mhm.
That's Sandy.
So I tried to find her. I don't even know if she's still with us.
Wow.
I
Wow.
can't find her
Still
anywhere.
upon this mortal coil.
Cannot find her. So later Ty is reading to Sammy. Now they have made Sammy super creepy.
Yes.
He carries around the creepy doll that looks just like
Mhm.
him.
Yep.
And any Gen Xer is going to be like, this is Chucky all over again. Like,
Oh
what is
yeah.
happening?
Like dolls are not
Mm-mm,
safe.
mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Dolls are not safe.
So later Ty's reading to him, and even though it's very daylight out, he won't open the drapes. And
Right.
Ty makes finger shadow puppets for him. And the first one she does is a bunny.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yep. Bunny again.
Yep. Then she tries to do a dog, but it morphs into a wolf.
Yes. In her image and freaks her out.
Yes. And she freaks out by it. And she has like a clear image of a wolf coming at her. Maybe when they
Mhm.
attacked Van. I'm not sure
Could
what's
be.
going on
Yeah.
there. Ty opens his window shade. There are a ton of creepy drawings on the window. I have covered a lot of horror movies with Jenny over on Gen X. This is why. And one
Mhm.
of the things I always say is when a kid is drawing something creepy, you just give that kid to an orphanage because it's
Yeah.
broken. That kid's broken.
The child is broken. There is no redeeming him. We get him out of the home,
Yes.
never to be heard from again.
Goodbye.
As soon as kids start doing creepy drawings, they're out.
I saw enough kids doing creepy drawings that you just give that kid back. It's broken.
It's defective. It cannot be
So
fixed.
he does this whole
It's a
like
lemon.
he does this whole like I draw these so the lady in the tree can't see me because
Right.
she watches me at night. Okay, give this kid back to the orphanage. No,
Right, like, get back.
no,
This kid is not well. Except he's completely well because it's his mother in the tree.
I know.
God.
All right, so now we're gonna go over to current day Shauna.
Mm-hmm.
So Shauna is calling up her bitchy teen. I cannot take. It's
Ugh.
triggering to me because I watch this to be an escape from my real life, but it
Right, and
feels
this
real.
is your real life. Callie's just an asshole.
Thank God my girls aren't that bad, but
Yeah.
oof.
Callie's
So
yeah,
she's telling Callie to take something out of the freezer. What is she doing? I forget.
she's telling her to take a roast out of the freezer
And
for
Callie's
dinner
like,
because
what
she's gonna
did
make
I
like
do
chili or something,
today?"
and she's like, "What is it?" She's like, "It's the box that is on top of the refrigerator where things are frozen." I was like,
Okay.
"Stop it, both of you."
So she bangs into the back of Timmy has told me this is a late 80s Bronco.
Okay.
All right. So she starts bitching at the man, Adam, calling him a fucking asshole, and he smiles and he's all charming.
Oh,
And
he
one of
is
my
putting on the charm
favorite
hard.
parts is Shauna goes, "What is this?" what is this? Adorable?
Yeah.
Does this work for you?
This is adorable work for you.
And I'm like, this is great. So she's like, are you trying to be adorable with me? And her minivan is all beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And they exchange info because her plastic minivan ran into a steel Bronco.
Actual,
Yes.
metal car.
Mm-hmm. So they exchange info and he tells her, call this number and the dude will take care of you. And he writes the number on her arm, which is a very intimate thing. I feel
it is. It is a very I am crossing into a different realm of intimacy with you.
And it was something we used to do in our childhood when you liked somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely, he knows what he's doing here.
He does. He is putting on the charm real quick, which then it begs the question of why is he putting on this charm so hard, so quick the moment he sees Shauna? Not that I think Melanie Lynskey is a gorgeous woman. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
But she is made to play kind of dowdy.
Yes, right.
40-something-year-old mom.
Right, yes.
That is who she's supposed to be.
She's not supposed she doesn't play a sex pot.
No.
Right.
This is not the person that I feel like someone would immediately be like, hey
right.
There.
She's not spinning heads right now.
No, she's not. And so it begs the question of where did Adam come from? Now,
right.
It'd be really hard to manufacture or to force her to hit his car. I don't know.
I thought about this long and hard. I think they had a meet cute. I really do.
Okay.
But there's something with him. There's something up here.
I
did think that maybe his death was a device to get all the Yellowjackets to rally around Shauna and come together and be complicit in this crime together. You know what I mean? Giving them a new secret that they have to protect as they go into adulthood. I don't know.
And we get to see how they work together even still.
Right.
Because we see that before we see how they work together in the wilderness.
Because I think...
in a lot of ways.
I think what happened in the wilderness, while it was awful, I think culture has changed and society has changed to be able to say you were teenagers, you did what you had to do to survive. You know what I mean? So maybe the stakes were a little lower and they needed to give us something now they've murdered someone.
Right. Because at this point, we don't know about the rules of how they choose the hunt and all of that. So, yeah.
I don't know. That. Maybe. I don't know. Now in couples therapy, Shauna and Jeff struggle to even talk about sex. And their therapist says, a marriage lives up here, points to her brain, dies down here, points to her vagina.
Right. Which I actually think is...
I think it's a great piece of advice.
It's a great piece of advice.
Mm-hmm. And it's very true. So Jeff's been working late nights at the store, working on that employee database.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
As someone who works in IT, yeah, no database is that fucked. I'm just saying. That you're going to fix yourself.
Okay. The therapist wants them to have sex and share a fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, I put this on our social media because this is Melanie Lynskey's Amye reel, I'm convinced, when she has to pretend to be turned on as a furniture store customer. This is actually kind of funny because I forget how we did this, but it had something to do with Trump. And my coworker and I started making jokes that when somebody was furniture shopping, it meant they were having sex. It had something to do with something Trump said a while ago.
Okay.
And so when I see this, I'm like, this is pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
So they act out Jeff's fantasy. Melanie Lynskey, or Shauna, I'm sorry, is a customer in the store. And she's like, my name is Tabitha. It's hilarious.
It is so weird and awkward and cringy that it is so freaking funny.
And then she wants to make a return.
Of an armoire. Come on. He's like, return? Okay. So role play is, again, no shade to anyone who enjoys role play. I hope you do. I hope you get everything you want out of it. I can't do it. I feel like Melanie Lynskey does in this. We're like, this is so contrived and weird. I don't know what to say or do.
I can do role play like the best of them. Not this kind.
Okay. Yeah.
Not this
I can do other role play. I can't do sexy role play.
I'm not in a grocery store or in a furniture store.
No, I'm not pretending to be a nurse or a candy striper. I can't do that.
I can't say
Mm-mm.
the C word, but I can role play. Okay. So the next day, Adam calls Shauna and he's like, "You never called. You never got your car fixed." She's like, "How do you know?" He says, "Because I work there." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
another thing I like. A guy who gets his hands dirty.
Yes, you do. You do
Mm-hmm.
enjoy
Mm-hmm.
that.
So Shauna says, "I can't afford it. I'll be honest with you, I just can't afford it." And Adam says, "No, no, no. You can't afford free. Like, I'm gonna do this for you."
Right.
He seems he says, "You seem like someone who doesn't play by the rules."
Again, like, how is he
Mm-hmm.
picking this up from her so quickly? And he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's reading her
Mm-hmm.
perfectly, but how is he reading her that well?
I know, it's weird.
It's weird.
So he hangs up and she decides to murder a bunny in her garden and
As you
gut
do.
it and put it in the stew. Now,
Well, dude, if Callie had just taken the freaking roast out of the freezer, we wouldn't have had to do this.
am I just broken inside that I did not think this was a big deal?
No, you're not broken inside. I mean,
Maybe the murdering of the bunny in the garden was kind of crazy. But like
yeah,
people eat rabbits too all the time.
people eat rabbits. I can't do it because I had rabbits as pets, and so
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat
Mm-hmm.
anything I've ever had as a pet.
Mm.
Um,
So
but
no pet cattle. You've never had a
no,
pet cattle.
I've never had a pet cow. But I have had pet bunnies. Their names were Jellybean and Gumdrop.
That's adorable.
I know, I was like 7. And yeah, no, I can't eat bunny, but people eat rabbit all the time. So it's not
Yeah.
it's not like she was eating squirrel or something. Though
Right.
people do eat squirrel, but not as like squirrel's not a delicacy to a lot of people.
Right.
Rabbit is a delicacy.
So later at dinner, Jeff is regaling Shauna and Callie with the story about a customer buying a sofa.
Mm-hmm. As you
And
do.
Jeff loves this chili, and Shauna says, "Well, I killed a rabbit, skinned it, and used the meat because Callie didn't take the rabbit or the meat out of the freezer."
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they're like, huh?
Yeah. First of all, she comes home and she sees the frozen meat in the sink. Just defrost it, dude.
Yeah. Like just
Like,
put it in water and
yeah, just defrost it.
it's not that hard.
So later, Jeff is doing some accounting, and Shauna seduces him by saying she needs to buy a new bed.
Mm. Now
Okay.
you're getting it, girl. This
All
is a
right.
little better.
Mhm.
This is better than returning an armoire.
They start making out on the dining room table. It's just so lame that Jeff's fantasy is tied up in his real work.
Right.
This would be like Timmy whispering to me, like, "Say you have to frame a wall. Tell me I'm your metal stud." You know what I mean? Like, no.
Talk to me about power drills.
Yes, like it's so weird. We don't want to talk about work.
No. It's weird.
It's just his whole identity.
It is. He really has no personality.
No, he doesn't.
He's dull as dirt.
He is dull as dirt. So, post-coital, Jeff takes a shower and asks Shauna, "You were just kidding about the rabbit, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, obviously."
Duh.
When he leaves, she checks his phone. It's Bianca. And it says,
Mhm.
"Tomorrow, usual place, 4 p.m. Don't be late." Amanda, who is this now?
Right.
Because
And
from what I remember about the blackmail story, he was blackmailing somebody and then somebody else found out about it or something.
he owed this Bianca person money.
And that's why he was blackmailing.
Because he needed the money because he is like, I guess Bianca is or works for a loan shark or something. Somehow he's gotten money in a dodgy way to try to save the store.
Is it
And
his store?
I don't know. Like, it seems like it is.
Because I think they'd have more money if it was.
Or it's failing.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. So now we're going to jump to the final scene. So the final scene takes us back into the wilderness. And everyone is asleep. And we see Misty sneak off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we think everyone's asleep. Everyone in the immediate circle's asleep.
Yeah.
But Misty sneaks off and she overhears Van and Laura Lee.
And she just sneaks off to go to the bathroom. She has no ill intent.
And they're talking about how great Misty has been in this situation. We wouldn't have survived without her. I can't believe it. Blah, blah, blah. She is like, you could just see the pride in her face.
She feels
on a
needed
high.
and accepted for the first time in her life, which is all she's ever wanted.
Yes. And she sees the transmitter. And as Wilson Phillips' Hold On plays, I wrote
Mhm.
out the lyrics. I don't know why I'm not singing it. Um, she smashes the shit out of the transmitter, and apparently no one can hear this.
Yeah, that doesn't. This should wake people up for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I mean, Van and you think it's Laura Lee? I thought it was Mari
Oh, maybe.
that she was working with.
Yeah,
Anyway, it's
maybe.
definitely Van and somebody because you hear
Mm-hmm.
Van talking. Um, they're like 20 feet away.
I know. This is a metal box she's smashing.
That she is smashing on a
Not to
rock.
mention, she has a soundtrack blasting. I'm just
Not to mention, we've got Wilson Phillips filling the air.
He's standing right there singing this song.
I know this pain.
No, I
Sorry.
don't know. It's wild to me that nobody hears this.
Yeah,
In the
there's
end,
in the rewatch you realize there's some things like this where you're like,
you just
this
have to
doesn't
suspend
work.
disbelief.
Yeah, you
Or as I used to say, suspend belief.
Yes.
And then
yes.
Jenny and I got in a big fight over it. Suspend disbelief. And in the end, she rips out a coil of cords and it goes dead. I feel a lot of things about this.
Oh, man. Because I remember watching it the first time thinking, okay, God, she just fucked them so bad. Second of all, thinking, is anyone going to find out she did this? Because that was my first thought. Like, she just, for as much as she's been the hero up to this point, she now has become their demise.
Yes. And that's a good point. Has anyone ever found out that she did this?
Well, she told
right?
Crystal, who, by the way, Crystal was not on that plane.
Nope, didn't see her.
Crystal was not there. Again,
nope.
We've got some red shirts coming in from somewhere.
Yep.
She was not on that plane. Crystal the Pistol.
Which I love that name.
I do too. But yeah, like, that's all I could think. She really... I just want to know if after Crystal anyone finds out that Misty did it. Because if so, how can any of them have a relationship with her again?
Here's my question to you. Is Misty a sociopath? Because it takes real depravity to do this.
It does.
That is a void. Let me tell you something. That's a void nothing is ever going to fill.
Yeah. I mean, you can, I want to say very easily see the reason she did it, but you can understand, like, this person.
She's a teenager.
She's a teenager.
She's a teenager. I have to
right. We've got no frontal lobe formation here yet.
Yep.
We still got a lot of. She's 16. We got like 10 years to go before this is finished. As I point to my forehead. She was clearly ostracized. All she wanted to be was part of the cool kids. She's the equipment manager of the state champion soccer team, so she's not a state champion, but she's real close to it.
She's like Amy. She's a clinger on.
She's a clinger. She is a stage 5 clinger. Misty and Amy. Miss Amy. That's what I'm going to start calling you both. Miss Amy.
Just call me Amy Quigley. Is that what I'm
Quigley. Amy Quigley. So, like, you can see why she's like, oh my God, I finally am being recognized for the person I want to be recognized as.
Yeah.
And I want to keep this going as long as possible. And if they find us tomorrow, this is gone.
Yeah. And I wonder if she has come to regret it. You know what I mean? Like,
let's put it this way. I don't know if she's a sociopath because that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely some stuff not properly wired in Misty's brain.
We need to meet her family.
We have got to meet her family. We've got to meet Shauna's family. Actually, I don't feel like I need to meet Van's family. Like, I feel like her mom was an alcoholic and a mess. And
yeah, I want to challenge you on something though, because we were saying last episode, I almost said last semester. Wow. We were saying last episode that this was Shauna's story.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Misty's too. I wonder if there's some binary between Shauna and Misty. That it's like a good and evil, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, because we saw Shauna. Shauna is inherently good.
She is.
And they show us that through her wanting to help Van, off the plane. And we see Shauna do that a lot of times.
Yeah.
She wants to help people. She wants, you know what I mean?
And she takes the hard task to help people.
Yes. Even though she is banging Jackie's boyfriend.
Well, she is.
That's
and then
not
she's
a cardinal
banging
sin
at him
when you're teenagers. Come on.
Plus, they were such frenemies. Their relationship was so complicated. Yeah, this is definitely not Misty's story.
Right. I feel like it might be their story. You
It
know what I
might
mean?
be.
Like, I don't know.
I feel like I need to see what happens to Misty in season 3.
Yeah, we need
Be-
backstory.
oh
Writers, if
God!
you're listening on the
Once
picket
you're finished
lines.
striking, I need you to get pen to paper.
First of all, we stand
We
united
stand with
you.
you. You strike as long as you need to
Yep.
get what you deserve.
Mhm.
But when you're done, you come back, pen on paper, Misty's family and Shauna's family. We
Mhm.
need these things.
Mhm. Yes, we need those things. Write those down.
Yes. Put
Okay.
that on your notes. Put that in your Apple notes. You're fine.
So as we did last week, I want to talk about things that we may have seen differently. And we did talk about a few of them. But one of the things I wanted to bring up is that quote again from Plato, where
Mm.
what is the wilderness between knowledge and ignorance? And I just put, where's Misty fall in that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting quote to start the episode with, pretty much.
It is. And in the wilderness, Misty has a lot of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
In the real world, she has no knowledge. She does
Yes.
not know how to exist in the real world.
Yes.
But she becomes a different person in the wilderness. That YM or that Red Cross first aid class or babysitting class really made all the difference.
Yeah. I should take one.
Yeah. You might. I mean, now that your girls
when I
are
fall
16.
and break a hip, I can be prepared to triage myself.
That's what we're more likely to do at this point.
Because
yeah, we are there.
We're like the Sex and the City girls. You turn 55, you need hip replacements. You go
right.
deaf,
You
everything.
You go deaf. You get really innately, inherently stupid real
weird,
quick.
Weird.
Yeah, it is an interesting quote, and Misty becomes such an interesting character in this episode.
Mm-hmm. I know. I wrote one of the things that I feel so differently about now on the rewatch is Misty. I just feel she's such a complicated character.
She is.
Like it astounds me that the writers can write this, and they're also the same people who are writing Jeff.
Right. Like, you're writing the dullest dishwater guy. You know what? Here's the thing. They don't write men well for the most part. I feel like they have their pulse on teenage girls really well.
Yeah.
Particularly teenage girls in the 90s.
Yes.
I feel like they actually have a good thing on like middle-aged women.
Yeah.
But with like the exception of Travis, really, none of these men are written well.
Yeah, and even Travis is fucking annoying.
Travis is annoying, but like he's annoying, but he's better than Coach. He's better than Ben.
I agree. Coach is awful.
Coach is dumb.
Yeah,
like they know, maybe they just don't know how to write men.
Maybe.
Yeah.
They
had freaking Pornstache, who was not a good character.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Pornstache. Oh man.
What is something that you saw differently?
I think I just saw like how all of these girls reacted to the plane.
It was interesting.
It's interesting, particularly knowing more about who each of them are, as we know now. Like the fact that Misty took over and became like the, medical officer was never shocking to me.
No.
But like Lottie immediately goes and looks for her meds.
Yeah.
And pulls all of her pills out. She has like 8 or 9. I'm sure that Alice looking nurse who packed for her, because her mother didn't help her pack.
Yes.
Probably was like, okay, you're going to be gone for 5 days. In case the flight is delayed, we're going to give you 2 more. Like,
yeah.
That, when my stepson goes places, like he gets sent with the medication he needs for that period of time. No one's handing him his whole prescription bottle. So
yes,
it makes sense that Lottie had just what they thought she'd need.
Yeah.
But when she poured them out, I thought she was going to just take them all. I thought she was going to try to kill herself.
I can't say I wouldn't think about it.
Oh, I would.
But
I'd be at that point, I think I'm getting rescued tomorrow.
At that point, you think you're getting rescued, right?
I don't know.
Though, when the plane was going down, I'd be like, "Give me those pills."
I mean, like we watched this knowing that they're there for 19 months.
Yeah.
On that moment, they did not know they were there for 19 months.
Right. True.
So they thought, yeah. I mean, we've watched enough TV. Planes get rescued. We're not in the Andes. It's not the 70s. If these girls even knew that story, and they might have. Who knows? I knew that story by then.
Yeah, and that was a pretty popular movie. Was it That movie
It
was out in
no, it was, hold on. That happened in college. So for me, alive 1993. So it had happened. The movie had
Okay.
been out.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So they may have seen it.
they may have.
Okay.
And Jackie and Jackie's Jackie. Laura Lee makes me laugh really hard with the word.
I know.
The word is cunt.
No.
What was the game show? Was it like Pyramid?
It was Password.
Password.
The password is
cunt.
Nope.
God, I really hope my parents listen to this. They'd be so proud right now.
Stephanie can say it no problem.
Right. So I can as well.
I can't.
It's okay.
I can't do it.
I can't say the N word.
Oh no, I would never. Nope.
Cannot.
Nope.
I've heard people be able to sing it in songs.
Nope.
I can't, even if it's in a song. I'm like,
yeah,
we're skipping over that. I can't.
No. I can't say. Those are the two big ones. There's a lot of words I can't say. I'm just like, And even when I'm mad, I can't trot out the C word. Even when I'm angry. I mean, it has to be, I'm in a blind rage.
Right, yeah.
That's you know what I mean?
One.
Like, yeah. And I still wouldn't say it to anybody but maybe Stephanie.
You're safe with me too. But yeah, no, I get it. And it's a gross word and
but
all
Amanda,
of that. But
I don't know if you know this, but people are listening.
Oh shit, yeah, they are. They're listening to us.
We have 12 listeners and they're all tuned in.
They're not missing a moment of us saying the C word over and over again.
Guys,
or by us, I mean me.
So we are not going to be putting out an episode next week.
No.
Because Amy's going to Toronto.
I'm
going to Toronto. I don't know why I'm saying that with the British accent.
I know. Are you driving up there?
We're driving.
Okay. It's not a bad drive. I've done it before.
Okay.
It's not
People
terrible.
are making it sound treacherous. And I'm like, I've driven through New York City, Boston.
It's funny.
LA.
I told my
California though.
I told my coworker that people are telling you not to drive in Toronto. And she's like, why? Yeah, Toronto just has traffic. Yeah. It's just traffic.
Okay.
You're fine.
I mean, Boston, in my opinion, is one of the worst cities to drive through.
I would drive in Toronto all day, every day, if that meant I didn't have to drive in Boston.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, you're fine.
Going to see Jason Isbell. Very excited.
That is exciting. I've always wanted to go to Massey Hall, so I'm excited for you guys.
Very excited. We will not go see. We don't love big venues, so we're driving 6 hours to see him in a small venue.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm going to see a Great Lake for the first time.
You've never seen a Great Lake?
I've never seen a Great Lake.
Oh, actually, are you guys going to cross over at Buffalo?
We're going to Niagara Falls first.
Okay, so that's Buffalo.
Okay.
So actually, you're going to see two Great Lakes.
I know.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Very excited.
Yeah. The only one I haven't seen is Superior.
Okay.
Yeah, which is the big one.
Where is that?
That's the furthest west, furthest west and north. Okay. Yeah, right. That's the one that goes into Canada. Yeah. Thunder Bay is on Lake Superior. Yeah.
What's the one that Michigan is around?
That would be Lake Michigan.
No, but on the other side of it.
Huron.
There's two. Okay.
Huron. Right. Huron's the one that everyone forgets about, I feel like. Because we got Ontario, Erie, Superior, Michigan, and then
you
Huron.
didn't say it in the Holmes acronym.
I didn't.
How dare you?
I never learned it that way.
How dare you?
Sorry.
Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior.
There we are.
Guys, I love big bodies of water. I love extreme weather. I love big waves. So if you want to send me anything like that, I had somebody who listened to Gen X This Is Why, and she would send me big pictures of waves all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I love it.
When you go to Niagara Falls, are you going to do any touring there?
Yeah, I guess we're just going to stay one night there on the Canadian side.
Do Maid of the Mist. It's worth it.
I want to do Maid of the Mist because that's where Jim and Pam got married.
That is where Jim and Pam got married. And it's worth it. It's really cool. I did it once. Are you staying on the Canadian side of the falls? Good. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah. I'm excited. I mean, I tell people this all the time. I never went anywhere. So
yeah. It's a cheesy tourist trappy kind of place a bit, but the falls are gorgeous.
Okay.
So
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Northern Lights are next on my
I saw the Northern Lights once.
I want to see
in
them
New
so
York.
bad.
In Lake George, New York. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
On senior week we saw them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at you. All right.
I know. I'm fancy.
Okay, guys. So we have no episode next week, but we'll be back the following week. Hopefully we have a documentary to do. I can't wait to do a documentary with you.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to do the one about the Sarah Lawrence cult?
Maybe.
Should we talk about this on air?
Maybe. Let's have a business meeting on air.
Let's have a business meeting on air. Yeah, it's a fascinating story. I think you'd really enjoy it. I just have to go back and rewatch it, but it is bonkers.
How many episodes is it? Is it like
3, I think?
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do that.
And it goes quickly and it's interesting.
Okay.
So,
guys, join our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. Little Miss
Backdoor
Recap,
Friends.
Backdoor Friends. The link is in the show notes below.
We like it when you come to our back door to borrow a cup of sugar, or if you like anal. We like you both
anal
ways.
Lovers are, like Misty, are welcome.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All the time.
If you did anal in the janitor's closet, Robbie Delgado, you are welcome in Backdoor Friends.
You actually get to be a moderator immediately. You get promoted straight to it. It's not just Stephanie and Amy and me.
But if you're in there, you can suggest docs for us to do.
Yeah, please.
We would like to hear your ideas. Yeah. All right, so that's coming up. Steph and I are continuing Yellowstone, which is amazing. I rage on that show for so many different reasons. It's so campy soap. I love it. It's Succession set in Montana on a ranch.
Montana,
I love it so much.
Yeah.
And then Leslie and I are still doing Just Like That.
And this week's didn't suck. Actually, no, it's not that this week's didn't suck. This week's was good.
Yes. Did you hear my rant about Che Diaz, though?
Oh, yes. She is going to be saving starving orphans next week.
Yes, yes.
This is the redemption arc we don't need.
They're trying to make Che like Mother Teresa. I don't know what's happening.
We don't need this.
We don't need it. All right, so that's it for us.
Yes,
Amanda, thank you for joining me. And you are on Instagram, and it is in the show notes.
It is, and you can see some, shots of me being all burlesque.
Can't wait.
Yes.
She promised me she's going to send me some video. I got to see it.
I will send you the video.
Because you are so brave, and I want to see it.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Celebrate my bravery.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in a bit. It won't be next week, so we'll see you in a bit. Okay.
In a bit.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.